Hey folks, welcome back to Three's In. So, within the last couple of months, I shared a couple stories with you about an incident I was involved in where we landed at Randolph in really nasty weather. Very low minimums, maybe 150, 200 feet and half a mile, three-quarters of a mile, no better than that for sure. And the guy I was flying with, General Svensson, who was in the front seat, asked me, "Hey Bobby," he says, "do we aero brake on a wet runway?" And I took my head and shoved it up my ass and said, "Oh no, sir, that's for no flaps," or whatever it was. And he did what I told him, and he landed on this wet runway and put the nose gear down and proceeded to stop. Well, it didn't stop. You're supposed to aero brake on wet runways. I know that now. A lot of good that does me. But anyway, we ended up blowing both tires. I got an audience with the squadron commander. I think I pissed off the general, but he got over it. And we kind of laughed about it in later years. But it was not funny when we were sliding down that runway sideways. I can guarantee you that. And I also learned quite a bit about hydroplaning too that day. So I get back to the office and I debrief my boss, Jerry Hodson. And Jerry very reflectively goes into his little cubicle and calls me and he says, "All right, tell me what you learned." And I said, "Well, I learned you aero brake on wet runways. That's one thing I learned, and a couple of other things, this, that, and the other." He said, "Okay, I want you to share those experiences with the command in an article for hangar flying." One of the jobs we had in flight safety was to submit articles for the flight safety package every month for the command to use in flight briefings. So I went back to my desk and I thought, okay, fine. Well, one of the things I always enjoyed as a kid were Bugs Bunny cartoons. Just loved them. And of course I love the coyote too. So I sat there for a minute with pencil in hand and notepad and so forth, and one thing came to another, and that Bugs Bunny routine with, I think perhaps Elmer Fudd it was, where they were doing square dancing and they were playing the music to it. That beat started going off in my head. So I took that theme, if you will, and started putting some words to it. And this is what I came up with, and I call it the Wet Runway Reel. So, clouds are low, runway's wet. Landing's assured and we're all set. Chop the power low to the nose, mash the brakes, and there she goes. Halfway down at 100 per, markers passing in a blur. Ziggy this way, ziggy that. Now my right main tire is flat. Into a skid, speed's too hot. Now my left main tire is shot. A call to the soft, a call to ground. Watch them fire trucks circle round. Sitting at the end in a lake, now I remember to aero brake. Still haunts me, but today I look at it in a different perspective. I'm just so damn glad we didn't go off the runway. Oh, good Lord. Going off the runway into the grass, soft ground and so forth. Oh, anyway, there but God's grace go I. So I am truly grateful for that. So that being said, this is Bobo. Basic gear. Stop. And if you land on a wet runway in 38, remember to aero brake. Take care, folks.